August 2nd, 2024. Good day, everybody. In the future of real estate, where can we expect ourselves to be? I don't know what this means as of yet, but with the changes in commission, I think that in the future, there could be a competition that arises between agents and clients that are interested in purchasing the same residence. And maybe somebody is saying that so-and-so is paying me this amount of money to represent them, to get them this house. And if you're coming to me, you would want to pay me how much to help you get that same house. I don't know if that's going to be a thing, but if in fact that does unfold that way, or various other ways that relate to numbers that are told to you but don't require any kind of verification, my suggestion, even we're speaking about something that hasn't unfolded yet, and maybe it won't even unfold that way at all with regard to the commission and the real estate and the concessions changes. Maybe it's going to work out to be exactly what the industry needs, more transparency. But the question remains, or I guess the solution to that question would be, make sure that whomever you're getting information from regarding numbers, that they're able to back that up in writing. And I don't mean writing on a napkin in a bar. I mean actual, some verified proof via the Board of Realtors, via some data mining source, somewhere that they can actually show you that this is in fact true, so then you can make a decision. And maybe that decision in that circumstance would be best served by you saying, maybe you're not the agent for me. I'm going to find somebody that is more ethical. Thanks. Maybe something like that would be a good response. All right, so Santa Clarita update today. We have coming soon listing 6. 74 new listings have entered the market in the last 7 days. We have 70 properties that have had their prices changed. That number is very consistent over the last 6-7 weeks now. The properties that are having their prices changed, a majority of those are, of course, reductions. It's not always the case that this number in reduction is big. Maybe it's $100 or $50, something of that nature. And the reason being is whenever there's a price change enacted within the multiple listing service database, the syndication sites then re-pull that data because they want to reflect the most accurate real estate listings, of course, for the consumer. Within reason, they have their own algorithms, their own programming models that they put together in order to make it easier for you to make decisions that benefit those websites. So they have those things in place. But when you are looking online, when those price changes are conducted, it does spear off that listing to rise to the top of the search engines again, which is also a strategy in selling real estate. Being able to go to the seller and say, if we were to change the price, modify it just a little bit in a downward manner, and I would argue in an upward manner as well, depending on the market, that type of change could also spear off an entirely different vein of activity. But either way, once the change is enacted online, it does cause those syndication sites to pull it, and that listing does start to propagate more attention than it did before. So that could be the strategy. In other cases, these price changes are massive, $30,000 dumps, $70,000 dumps. And in those cases, usually that's more reflective of price range. So you're going to get those larger reductions in those properties that are in the millions versus much smaller ones that are in the mobile home area, $200,000, $300,000 range. At least that's out here in Santa Clarita Valley. Talking about the Platinum Triangle, Beverly Hills, Holmby Hills, and over there, Bel Air, that's going to be a much different prospect. And in fact, some of those properties that are selling are list price, because once you get into that type of luxury, the rules that apply for finance residential real estate, although some of those loans, some of those residences may be financed, but not probably in that typical Bank of America fashion. But that being the case, these properties are, when they price reductions, if they do, they're usually much more grand. and swallow up most other properties below them. All right. Boy, that went kind of deep. Let's move into this active under contract properties, 33. We had 24 properties that have come back on the market for sale. That's around 30%, 25, 30% that we're seeing of properties that enter escrow eventually fall out at some point within that process. And that is a concern to be thought about and concerned about, because once that happens, then your property coming back on the market, there's going to be that question, why did it cancel? And then it could be that most buyers, and this is indicative of the human nature, I guess, our philosophy for you, I believe that we look for the worst, as if there's something wrong with the property, that's why it didn't sell, when a majority of the time it's actually on the buyer end of it. They could have done something as simple as change their mind. I really don't want to go forward with this house. They could have had a dream. There's a lot of things that could have transpired that had nothing to do with the seller or the quality of the home. Something to realize when you start to see these numbers talked about by the local agents here in Santa Clarita Valley. All right, pending properties 49. We had 63 closed in this last week. 10 expired, 8 canceled, 6 have been put on hold, and 4 have been withdrawn from the market. The best ways to approach real estate is from a non-emotional standpoint. If you can approach those professionals and say, where do you speak about this topic? Do you have information that I can read further on this topic? They should be able to give you a blog post like I can for my clients, send my clients a YouTube video, send them one of the podcasts that I've done, something that explains a particular part of the process. I'm Connor. I hope you're well. Please let me know if I can help you in the future. Of course, this has been your Santa Clarita Real Estate Update, the 2nd of August, 2024, and I will be back tomorrow, the 3rd. I hope everybody's well. Thanks for watching, and if you don't mind, share. We'll talk to you soon. I'm Connor with Honor. Over and out.